Hello, my name is Alicia and welcome to Alicia Makes Music. I'm super happy you clicked on my video today. Let's jump right into learning Holy by Steffany Gretzinger. Alright, so this song is in the key of D flat major, and this lesson is going to be based on the recording. So if you're not familiar with that, I'd highly recommend listening to it and getting familiar with the piano part. So the key of D flat major, we have D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and D flat. I'm going to super quickly go through all of the chords, but you'll see in the description a very detailed diagram of all of the chords that are in this song. But let's go over it really quickly. So we're going to play D flat major, of course, D flat, F, A flat. We're going to play D flat over F, that's a slash chord, just meaning that the F is going to be played in the left hand. We have D flat major 7, D flat, F, A flat, and C, B flat minor, B flat, D, F minor, F, A flat, C, F minor 7, F, A flat, C, E flat, A flat major, A flat, C, E flat, A flat suspended. We're raising the third to the D flat, A flat, D flat, and E flat, E flat minor, E flat, G flat, and B flat, G flat 2, G flat, D, A flat, and D flat. And those are all the chords that we'll be playing for Holy. Alright, so let's go over the introduction. So intro, verse 1 and verse 2 have the exact same melody. This is what it sounds like. Those notes are C, D flat, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, D. And then I'm going to play that for a total of 3 times. And then at the end of that phrase, we're going to end it with this melody. D flat, E flat, C, D flat, C. So with the left hand, this is what it sounds like. Now for my left hand, I'm basically just playing octaves separated with the tonic in the middle, or the D flat in the middle. So this is what it sounds like together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for that D flat over F chord, I'm voicing it so that I'm just simply moving my finger 5 and 1 down a semitone and keeping that D flat the same. It's a really fluid movement there. Let's continue. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Super pretty. It's almost haunting, but it's gorgeous. Now, one thing that the pianist does in the recording is they add an A flat, resolving down to a G flat, at the same time that you play this melody. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to use finger 1 on A flat at the same time that I'm using finger 2 on C. And then do the same thing again. But instead, I'm going to go down to F, just to kind of match the chords that's being played in your left hand, that D flat over F. All right, so hands together, this is what it sounds like. Intro, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Down to the F, 2, 3, again, and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's our intro, verse 1 and verse 2. Now for the chorus, your right hand is going to be playing the exact same notes that Steffany sings. So she's going to be singing Holy, and we're going to play those exact same notes. Those notes are F, G flat, A flat, F, C, D flat. I like to keep my fingers really nice and close. So using fingers 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5 is really nice and comfortable. And after doing that, we're going to play the same thing again. Da, 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 Holy. So she goes up to that E flat. And then she plays this little motif. Those notes are C, D flat, B flat. And after ending on that B flat, we're going to play an ascending B flat minor triad. B flat, D flat, F. And then we're just going to continue that whole idea of playing the notes that are sung in the melody. Da-da, holy is the Lord Almighty. So I'll go back from that B flat minor. Da-da, F, E flat, A flat, G flat, F. And then you continue. Holy. This time it's an F minor 7 chord. Holy. little different. Instead of going C, D flat, B flat, it's D flat, C, B flat, same 3 notes, but you're just playing it in a descending fashion. Let's continue. Holy is the Lord Almighty. Now at the end of the chorus, you have this beautiful chordal riff. It sounds like this. So I'm using a lot of like rocking motion there within my wrist. This is what it sounds like with the left hand. So verse 3 is very similar. It's actually the exact same as verse 1 and verse 2, with the exception of the second half of verse 3. So we're just going to quickly skip over the first half since you already know it, but starting at the words who was and is to come. So here we have a new chord. We have an E flat minor 7. Now the way I'm voicing it, I'm going to play E flats in octaves, and then I'm going to play the 7th using finger 5 in my right hand, and then I'm just adding an A flat for some color. So I resolve it similar to the introduction actually. Is to come, and then I play all 4 of those notes at the same time. Is to come, and then we have another beautiful chordal riff, and it sounds like this. So let me break it down for you. So we have the root and the 3rd in our right hand of a D flat major triad, and then we're going to go up to the 5th. And then using finger 4 and 1 and 4, we're going to play E flat and C, then F and D flat, back down to E flat and C, then playing the root in the 5th using 5 and 1, and then 3 and 1 on E flat and C, and then finger 2 on D flat. I'll play it again for you with the left hand. And then it goes right into the chorus again. Chorus 2 is the exact same as chorus 1, just you can feel free to add a little bit more dynamics, allow it to be a little louder. So what I like to do is kind of play like a back and forth pattern. So I'm allowing it to have a bit more movement, and that creates a sense of like expectation because we're about to go to the bridge, which is iconic in my opinion. All right, so the instrumental, or what I like to call the bridge riff, sounds like this. Let me break that down for you. So it has 3 parts. The first part is like a lower part of the riff, and it has these notes: A flat, D flat, D flat, E flat, E flat, F. And then in the middle, we have 3 notes that are G flat, F, D flat. I'll play that again for you. So the lower part, A flat, D flat, D flat, E flat, E flat, F, and then G flat, F, D flat. And then we're gonna play the lower part again. A flat, D flat, D flat, E flat, E flat, F. And then we have a high part, G flat, F, E flat, D. I'll play it again. So putting all 3 of those parts together, this is what it sounds like with the left hand. This bridge is it has an offbeat emphasis. Normally in 4/4 time, we're going to emphasize beat 1. But for this bridge, we're emphasizing the and of every beat. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and, which it can get a little tricky after a while. So what I like to do is I like to use my thumb in my left hand, almost acting as like a bit of a metronome to really keep the pulse nice and steady. So I'm playing the downbeats in my left hand, and then the off beats in my right hand. So putting that together with the counting, let's play that together. Instrumental, 2, 3, and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 3. I got my counting mixed up. And 1 and 2 and you're actually going to repeat that entire phrase for a total of 7 times. This is a very repetitive instrumental and bridge, but it's so beautiful. As time progresses, it becomes more epic. You hear the strings. Steffany is just proclaiming, hallelujah, you reign forevermore. It's such a beautiful part. So I would really encourage you, take some time to play that riff with your metronome and really internalize that offbeat rhythm. You'll get it. It's a little tricky at first, but trust me, you'll get it with some practice. Let's move on to the instrumental too. So this part of the song is when things kind of calm down a little bit. It's kind of like a more reflective moment. It's really giving space to the song. So I'll play the end of bridge 2 just so you can kind of hear what that transition sounds like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then wait another 4 beats. 2, 3, and this is instrumental 2, 2, 3, 4. C, D flat, 3, 4, F minor 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, C, E flat, D flat, B flat, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, G flat, F, and then you're gonna play D flat, 2, 3, 4, and then C. You know what I like to do on that A flat chord in my right hand is play C and D flat at the same time. Adds a bit of tension. It's such a beautiful chord there. All right, so if you notice, it's a lot more minimalistic at this point. As I said before, it's supposed to be more reflective, allow a little bit more space. So at this point, make sure that your dynamic is really nice and low. Now, chorus 3, same idea. Instead of playing da 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 as we did before, we're just gonna play fragments of that melody. So in this case, it would be holy. So let's play it together from chorus 3. Chorus 2, 3, and 2, 3, 4. C, D flat, F minor chord, and then we're gonna play the same notes, C and D flat, C, D flat, and then go down to B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lord Almighty. D flat, 2, 3, 4. C, D flat. This part's a little different. So what I'm doing there is we're playing the 7th and the 3rd of the F minor 7 chord a little bit earlier than the beat. It's really pretty. Holy. And here we have a new chord, E minor, E flat minor. Almighty. And you're simply gonna end on D flat. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna play it together. I'm gonna put on a click for you. You'll hear some pads in the background. So if you're not already at your piano, pause this video, get to your piano, and we're gonna play the whole thing together. Well, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. I hope that was super helpful for you, whether you're playing this at church in a worship band or using it for your personal time of worship with the Lord.